How's it going, guys? So it's been quite a while since I've done an update on all the animals I have here, and I've had quite a few requests to do one, so let's just jump right into it. I've got a lot of animals at the moment compared to any time in the past because of all the babies I've gotten. But yeah, let's have a look around. So here in my room, we'll start off with the newest additions I've recently got. I've only had these guys about almost 3 weeks now. These are of course the mountain Heath dragons. These guys are just awesome. I'm so glad I got them. They're such a cool species and they're just doing great. One of them also shed just after I got it. It's that one there on the rock. And I thought it was just like a black colored one, but it's actually just like dark red all over. It looks awesome. And it's got these red stripes on its face around its mouth there, which none of the others have. I've never even seen that before, but yeah, it just looks awesome. Yeah, that's them. They're just a really cool species to keep. They're so active and engaging. They're super fun to feed. What I've been doing is catching a bunch of moths and other little bugs at night. Any sort of bug they'll pretty much eat. And I throw the moths in there and they fly around and the animals just go nuts for them, chasing around, jumping through the air. And then also just feed them all the little beetles and stuff in a little bowl and they just munch it up. It's so good. They're just such a cool species to keep. So yeah, seeing all the cool colours they have and how cool they are to keep and feed and whatnot, I'm just super glad I got these guys. I've wanted them for a while, but I never really committed to it. But I saw these guys and I thought they were a cool little group from the sounds of them. And then when I finally saw them, they've blown me away. They're really cool animals. So going from one of Australia's smallest dragons to, ironically, a dragon that's much bigger, that's called a pygmy. So this is my female pygmy bearded dragon, Pogona Henry Lawsoni, otherwise known as a black soil dragon or a Lawson's dragon. Some people even call them dwarf bearded dragons, but that's not really correct. But yeah, this is her. She's doing great. I used to have the netted dragon in here as well, but he unfortunately passed away. Just, you know, old age. It was really slowing down and passed on. So it's just her in here now. And this is her setup. Changed it around quite a bit. This big log is actually completely hollow. All through there is just hollow the whole way through, so she spends a lot of time in there digging around and just finding little nooks and crannies. But yeah, she's doing really good, as always. She's almost like about 10 years old now, I'd say. So yeah, she's just a pretty cool standard sort of pygmy bearded dragon. So in here we have some of the coolest little things ever. These are 2 of the baby Alpine blotched blue tongues I produced this year. And they're so cool. I've split them all into pairs now. I have 6 of them. The little deformed one that I got that I showed in my video, he lasted about a week and then he just dropped dead out of nowhere, so that's really unfortunate. But the rest of them, wow, they're going very strong. They're growing so much, they're coming up for their 2nd shed now. I'll try and get one of them. This is the biggest one here. And it's just, they're growing so fast. It's so cool. If the camera will focus, there you go. So yeah, they're getting quite big in a very short period of time. And they actually have some really nice red colours that have come through, but as they're all just about to shed again, because they're growing so much, you obviously can't see it, but this one especially, this big one here, has some really cool red stripes going. So that's those 2. They're probably the biggest 2. And then I've got all the others out here. I just have these guys in the rack system, so I just got them out because, you know, it's a bit boring to look at. But yeah, they're all doing great as well. Just massive and fat as. So cool. There's a bit of variation in their colours too. Some are a bit more orange, some are a bit more red, and I think it's this one doesn't have that much colour at all, but they're all still beautiful. This one's really cool. He's got a bit of colour still. He's a bit smaller than the rest, I think. But yeah, they're just so cool. I'm so glad I was able to produce these this season, and I really hope I can get some more next season. Next up, here in this room, which is the coolest room of the house, we of course have one of the favourites, which are the Boyd's Forest Dragons. So this is my whole colony in here. Those are the adults, and then over here we have the younger animals. So here's my adult pair of Boyd's Forest Dragons. These are obviously the first ones I got. As you've all probably seen before, this is their massive bioactive rainforest enclosure. If you can do bioactive, if you've got any rainforest species, definitely try bioactive. It's a much better way to go. It cuts down on the maintenance so much, and the animals really enjoy it. So yeah, in here, here's the girl here, and here's the boy up the back, and they are just beautiful. The girl's a real green colour with some little sort of brown bars, whereas the male is more of a blue colour, and he's got some really nice yellows and little orange spots on him and whatnot. But they are just a beautiful dragon. These guys actually had 5 clutches this season, just like last season, except the female actually laid more eggs in her first few clutches, and then the last clutch she only laid 3. So the first few she was laying about 5, and then the middle few went down to about 4, and then the last one was 3. So it sort of evened out to be a lot like last year. So moving on from the adults, here are the younger animals. The enclosure on the left has a single Boyd in there. That's the female holdback that I kept from last season. She has some really nice colours. Probably not at the moment because I just changed her enclosure around today for a clean and to give her something new, so she's a bit grumpy at me. So her colours won't be that nice. But then in the right enclosure, as you would have seen probably in my last video, here are the hatchling Boyds from this season. I've got 6 of them. So that's how many eggs I kept, and yeah, they're just cute as. So this female holdback in here is around a year old now. Doing really well. Right under the light there, so you can't really see the colours, but she's in her grumpy colours now anyway. But yeah, I just redid her tank. Got a vine in there, some logs, foliage. So yeah, she should like that. But yeah, she's doing really good. She's getting a bit big for this, so soon I'll be upgrading her, and I'll probably just be putting her in with the parents, and she can just be part of the group, and I think that'll be really cool. And then here we have this season's little babies. Absolutely tiny. They're starting to smash the food now, which is really cool. But to give you a little idea on their size, have a look at that. They can basically fit just on your finger. So yeah, they're really cool, and they should all hopefully be off in the next few weeks as they are for sale. So yeah, these forest dragons are super easy to keep. I'm surprised more people don't have them. So these guys just have a super simple setup at the moment, so I can keep an eye on them, make sure they're all eating and doing well. So that's all of the inside animals. Let's go head outside. Out here, obviously my blue tongue hutches. These are great outdoor enclosures. At the moment I've got 3 eastern blue tongues out here, as well as a blotched blue tongue. So yeah, let's have a closer look. So these hutches are of course a really good way of keeping blue tongues outside, especially if you don't want something more permanent like a pit. For example, the fact that they're on wheels is very useful. So you can move them in and out of the sun and wherever you want them to be, really. But yeah, they just work really well, pretty easy to maintain. Well, this is do great in them. These 3 animals here are all related. This is my oldest. As you will all see, this one started my channel. This is my black blue tongue skink, my hypermelanistic. He actually has a name. I don't think I've ever told you guys the name, but his name's Crowley, after a demon from a TV show I've watched. But yeah, he's absolutely beautiful. He's done great out here. Hopefully gonna give him some time up in some pits soon, see how he goes. But yeah, that is your classic black blue tongue. Everyone seems to be after these at the moment. They've actually gone up in price, I believe. So I'm glad I got mine when I did. He's an absolute beauty. So these other two Easterns are the two hets that I kept from last season, which are babies from Crowley there, the black blue tongue. So they're both 100% hets. They have some beautiful coloration, especially this one. It's got the real caramel colours down its back from its mum and real bright yellow sides. This one's got some nice sidebars. It's going into shed, but they have these beautiful orange bellies as well, and they are putting on some real size, so hopefully next season we'll get some little black babies out of them. So like I said, one more animal out here, and it's a blotched blue tongue. This is a Oberon locality. This is the other sort of striped belly little baby I got at the Penrith Expo. So as you can see, he's grown quite a lot, or she I should say. I'm pretty sure it's a girl. She's got sort of a thin head happening. I'm not quite sure yet, still a little bit of growing to do. This one has some beautiful red colours. I'm not sure if you can really see that on camera. The camera never seems to pick it up very well. Something about the blotchy scales, they just seem to reflect the light off a lot, so you can't see the colours that well, but it's a beautiful little animal. It's doing great out here. I'm going to put it up in the new pit soon with some of the other Oberons and see how we can do with that. But yeah, beautiful little critter. Eats like a pig, like most blotchies, which is great. But yeah, that's the other blotchy up here. So out here we have the baby Eastern blue tongues for this season. As you can see, there is a lot of them. Not really, they tend to hide under here. Yep, there's some. There's about 11 of them now, and they've all had their first shed. So they are looking absolutely stunning. Some of them are really yellow down the back, and especially on the sides, some nice caramels. The mother of these guys, which you'll see soon, is just a beautiful animal, and she's really given off those colours to these babies. These guys will be off soon on their way to new homes and a new location, which I may film, may not. But yeah, they are just awesome. So they're all usually under here. There they all are. This one's probably my favourite. I might keep this one. It's got some real nice colours and some white speckles down its back. So yeah, it's an awesome bunch. A lot of variation too, as always with blue tongues. This one's a bit darker. Some that are more light, some with more black in their bands, some that are really just carameled out. Yeah, they're all really beautiful. Here we have the original outdoor blue tongue pits. They are doing great, especially this one with the blotched blue tongues and those plants. They're going nuts in there. It's like a native sort of grass plant. The other's a kangaroo paw. But yeah, we'll go see who's in here. So this pit is for my adult normal Eastern blue tongues, and there's 4 of them in here, 3 females and 1 male. And that's really important if you want to be keeping blue tongues together. You only want to have 1 male with the females. There's one of them there. They like hiding under here. They make little tunnels and stuff under this wood. Otherwise, they're often in here or underneath this. So here's probably the nicest normal Eastern I've got. This is a female. As you can see, she's got some beautiful caramel colours. That's why I just call her the caramel female. And she's actually the mother of both the hets that I kept back, as well as all the little baby normals that I had this season. So yeah, she's a beauty. I don't really touch the blue tongues up in this pit very much. Just more leave them on display. I don't really disturb them, and they do well. But yeah, she's a beauty, and the others are similar to her, just not as colourful. So this pit is a Alpine blotched blue tongue pit, but this is the only mixed locality pit I have. In here I have a Springwood locality, an Oberon locality, and a Blue Mountains locality. So here's the 3 inhabitants. This one here is the Blue Mountains locality. I have another one of them in another pit. This one is going into shed, so it can't see its colours. That's the Oberon locality. Quite like this animal. It's got some really big, beautiful blotches. And then this one is of course the Springwood locality, probably the nicest of all my blotchies just for colours, which you'll hopefully see in some other clips. But yeah, they're a pretty cool trio. This girl at the back here just dropped some infertile slugs the other day, so I'm pretty bummed about that. I was hoping I was going to get some babies out of them, but fingers crossed for next season. So yeah, they're a pretty cool trio. 3 different locales, and you can really see it in their colours when they're not in shed. So here we have a brand new pit. We recently just put this one together. It's not finished yet. The one on the left here is pretty much done, but there's going to be a few more plants and a few other things. The one on the right is nowhere near done. It's got a few more things, but yeah, I'm really happy with how it's turning out so far. And the theme of these is just totally naturalistic, so as you can see up there, their box hide is actually all fake rock to hopefully make it look more natural. I certainly love the look of it, and that's what's going in this one as well. I'm just making the rock at the moment. It's just drying. But yeah, up here it's just 2 pits. They each have a pair of blotched blue tongues in there. The left side is an Oberon pair, the right side is a Blue Mountains pair. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. So here we have the Blue Mountains pair, and these are the pair that produced the babies that I got this season. So here's the girl on top. They're both big chunky animals. They're real cool. Got some nice yellows and a bit of reds going on. They're a cool couple. So here's the girl of the Oberon pair. Big girl. She's probably the biggest blotchy I have actually. She's a monster. But yeah, she's super cool. I don't see her that much. She likes to hide a lot. But yeah, has a really cool belly pattern. Much like the boy. The boy's the stripy belly one. So we'll get him out. He's a pretty cool fella. He loves to bite my finger, or at least he loves to try. He hasn't got me yet, but he's pretty fond of fingers for some reason. But he's pretty cool. He's got some nice orange colour. And of course, he's the stripy belly boy, as you can see. Wicked cool belly pattern, which I'm hoping to see if it's like maybe a genetic thing or something like that. But yeah, he's awesome. He's pretty outgoing too. He's always out basking and running around when you come up and look in the pit. So yeah, if you can't tell already, I'm a little bit obsessed with Alpine blotched blue tongues. So yeah, I'm currently working on a video that's documenting the entire build of this pit, so make sure you watch that when it comes out. Keep an eye out for it, it'll be out soon. So here we have the massive spa bath turtle pond. And in here we have a bunch of fish for a start. Also have a Murray River turtle as well as 2 Crefts turtles. The Murray River's just down there, you probably can't see him. These guys have gotten pretty big in here so far, and they're just loving it outside. I definitely recommend keeping turtles outside. They love the natural sun and all that. It does wonders for them. Probably quite a few changes to this since the last time I probably filmed it. Made this little area here with some plants and stuff. It had a lot more growing out, but the heat wave we had here a while ago like killed them all off basically. But they're slowly growing back, as well as we got rid of the sort of box that was here and we've made it on the outside now. We've cut a hole in the side there. Pretty cool. They can go in there, dig around in some substrate, whatever they want to do. They don't seem to use it that much, but it's always good to have the option there. So here we have the big Murray River, and I never get these guys out anymore because their claws are just so sharp. But yeah, as you can see, they're getting pretty big in here. Doing great. They love their food. And they're just beautiful animals. Really cool to watch swimming around and basking. Yeah, who doesn't love that cute turtle face? So that was a Murray, and here's a little Creft. As you can see, these guys are pretty crazy. They don't like being held. He's trying to spin his way out of my hands, but not gonna happen. Yeah, as you can see, real nice shells. Real alert, vibrant animals. And yeah, that's just why I love the outdoors. So if you made it this far through the video, thanks for watching guys. if you're a new viewer, make sure you check out some of my other videos. I have lots of other things like animal care, building enclosures, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'll see you in future videos.